Hey Floss Tube, this is my intro to my intro of my Floss Tube because I forgot to tell you at the beginning of this video originally that I have a giveaway again. So stay tuned to the end and I will share what the giveaway is. It's courtesy of Fat Quarter Shop. So stay tuned and here's the real intro. Ta-da! Hello Floss Tube, it's Diane, the Hot Mess Princess, complete with no makeup today, but matching earrings. Check it out. Yeah, I apologize for the no makeup, and let me just get rid of these because it's really hard to hold still. Anyway, it was either don't do a floss tube or submit my unmade up face to the Floss Tube universe. So now you know I'm really Johnny Cash. So anyway, hi everybody. Last week was pickup day at the State Fair of Texas. The State Fair of Texas is now done. It's all gone until next year. So sorry, Rebel is sneaking around here somewhere. And I just want to make sure she doesn't try to snag my ribbons. So anyway, State Fair of Texas is over, which means that I got to go to the fairgrounds last week and pick up the peacock, which means I now have 2 second place ribbons for cross stitch. Counted cross stitch. Counted cross stitch from the State Fair of Texas. I also have a 3rd place. I also have an honorable mention. And I also have that dreaded participant ribbon, but I do not have any blue ribbons. No 1st place, and certainly not any purple best in show ribbons. But I do have 2 2nd place that I feel very honored to have. So I'm very grateful to have both in my possession. So that's good news. Oh, yikes. Whoa. So today we're going to cover, I've got a fully finished object to share. I have a finished object to share. You know what? Let me just pause for a minute and turn off the notifications on my phone before that ding, ding keeps driving us all crazy throughout the entire video. So hold on for a minute while the hot mess gets a little more prepared. Okay. I think I turned them off. I guess we'll see the next time Facebook decides going crazy. By the way, that's the Stitch Mania group going ding, ding, ding. So yeah, it worked. Okay, cool. So, I have a fully finished object, a finished project, whips to share. What else? Haul and a State Fair reboot kind of a thing. So, and of course a Rebel update and a weight loss update at the end of this video. So for those of you guys who are only interested in the stitchy things, I'll cover those first. Okay, so let's get going on my fully finished object that I only got to have in my hands for less than 30 minutes before I had to turn him over to the State Fair, and now he's back. It's the peacock. He's back in my possession. I'm so happy to have him. Didn't my framer do an amazeballs job? He was saving these peacock feathers for a year, waiting for me to finish this guy. I love him. He's amazing. So anyway, this is the peacock that was hanging at the State Fair of Texas. He's quite big. He's quite hefty. And I'm not really quite sure where I'm going to hang him. I think he'd look great with the walls in here, but the walls in here aren't going to stay this color either. So, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do. But here he is. Oh, he's so heavy. Okay. Hey, did you see Rebel? She has discovered the windowsill, and she is now, well, I'll give you the update when we come to the Rebel update. But if you see the crazed kitten over there, it's going to be like last week, huh? You guys aren't going to listen to anything I have to say because there's a cute little kitten in the background. So, okay. So there's that. That's my fully finished object. And then I have a finished object I'm really rather proud of. I finished my punch needle. Rebel, look, Mommy finished her punch needle. No, she's going in her bed. This girl is, well, I'll tell you later. Anyway, I finished my punch needle. And here's the back, the working side. And it was so fun. It was really fun. So this gets finished into an ornament. When I took the class at the Stitch Niche in Arlington, they gave you all the stuff to finish it. So I already have the fabric and the trim and the little ornament hanger and all of that. So I will probably work on that this week. I wish you guys could see the chasing tail show that's going on over here. So I'll work on that to get it done, because I have a couple more days until Halloween. So yay. Speaking of which, another reason that I am coming to you all unmade and crazy, wearing a delightfully sarcastic t-shirt, is because we make a big deal about Halloween at work. It's a fun day, and everybody gets to bring their kids to trick or treat, and our executives get all dressed up and do a big show and everything. It's really fun. And I've always loved Halloween, so I always participate. So I have been spending a lot of time this weekend making my costume for Tuesday. We celebrate Halloween on Tuesday this year at work. So cute. So anyway, yesterday my bestie Andrea came over, and we were going to do my floss tube yesterday in addition to our craft project for my Halloween costume, which was to make 30 fake tacos. Yeah, 30 fake tacos. So okay. Yeah, I'll show you. I will share, I promise, what I'm doing when I get it all put together. But tomorrow night after work is going to be a lot of preparing for what I hope will be a fun costume. So about 3 or 4 years ago, I was a crazy cat lady, and I had all these stuffed cats all over a bathrobe, and it was insane. So I won a huge prize for that, though. Anyway, so there's that. Fully finished object. Finished object. Works in progress. Let's do that next. So, here we go again. September, Country Cottage Needleworks. Haven't done a damn stitch on it. And, you know, September is so last month. So, I'm just going to take this sucker off the rack and put it back in my stash, because there's no urgency here, and I've moved on already in my head. I know you guys aren't judging me for that, so I'm just going to move on. Not even doing that. Similarly, excuse me, gotta move the red ribbons. Similarly, Victorian Charm, which I don't have the picture here with me because I am a disorganized person, but Victorian Charm, haven't done another thing on it, decided I'm not going to stitch it for the State Fair of Texas next year because it's not going to get me a blue ribbon, and I am blue ribbon thirsty. So that one is going to get shelved as well. So there we go. What other works in, any other works in progress I have not touched. I've only touched the punch needle, and that was because I just really needed a finish this week. My job is about to slow down, but for the next couple of weeks, it's going to really ramp up and be crazy. So, yeah, I haven't gotten a lot of needlework done because I've been trying to juggle too many balls. So I feel like I just need some good stitchy therapy. Anyway, so there's that. No other works in progress. So let's talk about haul. Hold on. Let me get my... Did I put that in upside down? Really? I did. Hold on. Hold on, please. There we go. Okay, so let's talk about haul. Stitch Niche had a 20% off sale. Yay! Love a good sale. So I have, obviously, the punch needle bug. That class I took was really fun. The jack-o'-lantern looks really cute. And what's really nice, especially since I travel a lot for work, I don't need a magnifier to do punch needle, which is great because I have never been able to figure out, you know, like the one that wraps around your neck and rests against the girls right here and you look through. I can't, on a moving plane, trying not to touch the person next to me. It's a little crazy. So anyway, at the Stitch Niche, they had a Lizzie Kate set of ornaments that are punch needle. So I got those. Put those right there. So those I will be doing on an aircraft somewhere this week. Yeah, I'm flying around a lot this week. So poor hot mess hubby has to stay home. Anyway, I also got Pumpkin Cottage by Country Cottage Needlework. It's really cute, right? I'm probably going to change the colors a little bit. The Stitch Mania group is making me a little bit brave with that kind of thing. So that'll be awesome. And then this is really cute. And I know a lot of you guys think pumpkin spice is really lame, but I love it. I don't have it all the time because, you know, ew, but I do like a good pumpkin spice when the weather gets really cool. So Pumpkin Spice Farm. I thought that was really cute. And I think Priscilla and Chelsea are stitching that, and that's where I first saw it. And then this was just adorable, and they had a model in the shop that was so cute. Here we go. It's from Silver Creek Samplers. And it says, she wears a dress, scarlet red and orange leaves from overhead that sparkle with a frosty glow, soon buried in a winter snow. I love it. And the model is beautiful. So I got that. And then I got, okay, I'm gonna, when I take September off of the Q Snaps, I'm going to put this on. This is from my stash. It's called My Lady at Christmas by Little House Needleworks. And I think it's super cute. Unfortunately, it does not come with that photo frame charm. But I'm sure I'll find one, like at a craft store or something, right? So I didn't have any of the stuff for this. So I picked up the linen for it. And the fancy floss for it. Because I'm sure I have the DMC. And I know I have to share with you guys how I organize my DMC and the state of the stitchy room, which is horrible. I'll do that in the next couple of weeks because I really love my stash closet. My stash closet is quite fabulous. So I got 3 colors of fancy floss for My Lady at Christmas. So that's my haul from the Stitch Niche. My EGA correspondence course on perfectly counted cross stitches. I am still on the reading. I have not decided on what linen I'm going to stitch the sampler on or the colors I'm going to stitch the sampler on, and I have to design at least parts of the sampler that I have to stitch. So I haven't done any of that. Excuse me. I think I have another week or so to do that. If I'm going to keep up with the timing, really, I could take a month or, you know, longer if I wanted to, if I just feel like I can catch up. The whole project is due back to the teacher in May of next year. So as long as I accomplish that, I can take as long as I want getting through all the different phases, but I kind of want to keep myself on track or I'm just going to lose it. So, so that's the progress update on that. Now I'm adding some new whips to the rotation because like I shared last time, I'm completely rethinking my strategy for next year's State Fair of Texas. I always do a big project like the Peacock. And I think if I focus on a smaller project, but I focus on the actual technique of my stitches and the work, which I don't do on everything because this is a hobby we do for fun, right? And I think the more you do it, the more you naturally get better at it. I think that's kind of unavoidable, right? The more you do it, the more practice you get. But for me, in terms of my state fair things, I like to do the very best work that I can. And some of you are probably wondering if they have to be able to see the back, and they don't. They don't have to see the back at all. But they do check for certain things. Where I wish I could remember where I learned this, but one of the things they look for is something called spaghetti and meatballs. And spaghetti and meatballs, if you think about the back of your fabric, if you have gotten your threads gnarled up and you haven't taken the time to pick it out and clip it, you know, you just go over it because you don't care. And then, if you carry over too far and you have strings everywhere, that's spaghetti and meatballs. And when you go to frame that, it makes your fabric lumpy. Even if a framer puts like padding underneath it, you can still see. And here's how you see. And I wish I had a smaller finished object to do this with, but I don't. So I'm going to try to do it with Mr. Peacock. Okay, here's the peacock, right? If you have a framed object and I can't see the back, right? Because the framer sealed this sucker, and I'm not going to open it up and undo his good work. But if you look at it like this, like I can see, like I can just barely see down, that is a flat piece of needlework. You can't fake that. It is flat. I am proud of that. So that's one of the things that they look for. They, of course, look for stitches and all this other stuff. And I can confidently say that the guy who won first place, or the person, it was an androgynous name, so I don't know if it's a man or a woman. The person who won first place, so beautiful. But their stitches were not any better than mine, and mine weren't any better than theirs. I think they won on the artistic expression, the beauty of the piece, the other things, but not the stitching. The stitching, that category was really competitive this year. So anyway, for the State Fair Texas pieces, I try to do my very, very, very best work. So for My Lady at Christmas, it's much smaller. That project is, I'm not even sure it's going to be entered into the State Fair. I think it might be too small. I'm not quite sure, but I'm going to focus on doing the very best, most beautiful cross stitches ever in the universe on that one. And then there are a couple of other small projects that I'm also going to finish that will fit into other categories in the State Fair. And then I'm going to pick one bigger one that I can hopefully get done, but I'm doing all of the small ones first because those are quicker and easier. And then I'll have those to enter regardless. And then if I don't get the big one done, then I can enter that the following year. So let's go over, let's go over what I'm entering into my work in progress rotation. Every time I pull this out, I second guess myself. This definitely is not a State Fair thing. I think I'm just going to whip this out because it's going to be a super quick stitch. This is not enough stitches per inch to be a competitive thing at all. I think I'd get that email, come pick up your stuff. We're not going to display this. But I think it's cute. Hopefully you can see that. The words are imagine, dream, wish, believe, hope. And it's called Words to Live By Forever in My Heart. And it's on this really pretty rainbow hand-dyed linen. And I have all of the floss already in here, and there's beads and stuff, and I just really want to see it. I want to see it done. So I'm going to stitch that. It's just words. It's going to be a super quick stitch, right? So that is being entered into my rotation. And so is this. I think I shared this with you guys once before. It is a bell pull, which I have an affection for and have not stitched one in a long time. And it's called Spring Has Sprung. It has a poem on it that my mom used to say when I was a little girl that used to make me giggle all the time. It says, spring has sprung, the flowers riz, I wonder where the bunnies is. It always makes me laugh and think of my mom. And it's kind of, it's very cutesy, and probably not state fair worthy, but again, another quick stitch and I want to get it done. So, and it has all these really cute little gold butterfly charms. And I love butterflies. So that is being entered into the rotation. And then of course, the other one is right here behind my tripod. So I'm going to pause for a minute and I'm going to grab that one and just hang on just a second. Hold please. Hello. Okay. Yeah, this is ambitious. This is not a heaven and earth. I got this on Etsy. You know, but as soon as I said heaven and earth, y'all are like, oh my God, she's crazy. You can't get that done in a year. Yeah, this is 74 colors of DMC. So this is a lot. How big is this going to be? Hold on a minute. It's recommended to stitch on 25 count fabric and 1/1. So that's probably what I'm going to do. Yeah, it's really iffy if I get this done. But this is the bigger one that I'm going to work on. Yeah. It's amazing, right? I don't know if you guys watch Game of Thrones. I watch Game of Thrones. I watched it against my will because when I saw the first episode of the first season, I was like, nope, I'm out. But I started to get worried about Daenerys and about Arya and Sansa. And I was like, I have to know what's going to happen to those girls. And that's how they got me. If you don't watch Game of Thrones, just don't start, okay? Don't start. Just don't do it. And if you do it, don't get attached to anybody. Don't do that. So anyway, those are the new projects in my rotation. I think that's it. Oh, Rebel. Let's do a Rebel update. And also a weight loss step goal kind of an update. So Rebel, the kitten, absolutely adorable. She's sleeping in her bed right here off the side of the camera. So adorable. She's just the sweetest girl. I will share some video with you at the end of this floss tube video in case you've had a bad day and you need to see the most adorable kitten in the universe just bouncing around and being a kitten. She's so cute. But it was a big week for Rebel. She has been living in our guest room because, you know, she came home from the shelter, and that's, you know, you need to get used to your new environment, right? And you need to feel safe. They need to feel safe. So, and we have two gigantic dogs. For those of you who might be tuning in for the first time, we have a Saint Bernard and a Saint Berdoodle, and they are both extremely adorable, loving dogs who have been owned by other cats for many years. So they're used to the drill. But a new kitten in the house, you know, I wanted her to feel safe and not overwhelmed. So she's been living in the guest room. And then, I don't know, I was able to have her for like 3 or 4 days, and the shelter required me to take her back in there to get her fixed, which is, you know, she's a girl, it's major surgery. So I wanted her to be able to recover from that before she met the dogs. So she's been, after work this week, she's been, I've been holding her and letting them see each other. And there were a couple of times, she's so tiny. She's like, I could hold her like this right now. She's so tiny. So a couple of times I've held her and flipped her booty around so they could get a good butt sniff, you know, because that's what dogs do. And so that's all gone really, really well. And she has, you know, she's kind of like gotten bristly and crab walked around him like, hey, I'm tough. Don't mess with me. But she also at other times would show no fear too. So I figured it was going to be okay. We just needed to, you know, treat it with some sensitivity. So anyway, Friday night when I came home from work, I let her out for a little bit. And there were, you know, the dogs, there were a couple of times where they kind of locked on like squirrel because she's so little. And I had to tell them no. you know, to leave her alone. And then I picked her up and put her in her safe guest room for a while. But after I ran errands on Saturday morning, I pretty much let her out. And she has now fully integrated into the household. She enjoyed smelling every surface of this house. That took her quite a long time to do between Friday night and Saturday after errands. And, oh, here she comes. She's coming out of her bed. Hi, baby. Are you going to come see Floss Tube? No, she's, oh, you can see her now. She's so sweet. We're having a bath. So, anyway, let me just move over. So, there. I'll sit like this so you guys can see her. So, anyway, she's fully integrated into the household, and the dogs love her. My husband is up at night very, very, very late. He's a total night owl, and then he usually falls asleep in his chair in the living room. So I felt confident leaving her out last night, and I got up at, I've only slept for like 4 hours. My brain just decided to get up this morning. So I've only slept for 4 hours. And I just lost my thought. What was it? Oh, so I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I woke up automatically and I thought, oh my gosh, I wonder how she did. I wonder where she's sleeping. If she's sleeping in her little bed or, you know, where is she? So I go out to the living room and she's sleeping on the couch next to Dyson, which that made my heart feel good. I was really happy to see that. So she really likes Dyson. She tries to play with him. She's much tougher when he is turned away from her. She starts sneaking up on him and stalking him, but when he turns around, she like flies up in the air and does the crab walk to the side and, you know, back off, you know. So she's still trying to figure out things, but you know, they're used to being owned by cats, so they just fall right in line. They're fine. They're very mellow. They're completely over the fact that we have a kitten in the house. So all is well. And one thing that we had when we had Hemi, the cat, was her food dishes were in our bedroom on an ugly folding table. And I didn't want to have that in our bedroom, which is supposed to be serene and is already, it's so not serene. I've never decorated that room. It's ugly and horrible. But I didn't want to repeat that. So, we have a small dog kennel, like the cage thing, which of course Kirby and Dyson can't get to her food if it's in that. So I have that right here, and her food and water dish are in that, and there's only room for her to get in. They can't even poke their heads in. So she has a safe place to eat her food and drink her water, and they can't get to it. And then on top of the kennel, I have a nice cozy blankie and her little cat bed. And then she can just walk over this arm right here and go on the windowsill, which she's already discovered at 9 o'clock in the morning, the heat of the sun hitting that windowsill. And she was passed out. It was so cute. She's in a little kitten coma this morning. So, just the sweetest kitty ever. And look at how sweet is that? She's so sweet. So, hopefully she comes and sleeps with me at night, because I really miss that. Hemi used to do that. And, you know, she's still young and still exploring and still learning. So anyway, there's that. Oh, and weight loss steppy update. You know, I don't have the number in my head, but I've got I think Tuesday or Wednesday. Oh yeah, Wednesday. If I keep on with 6,500 steps a day, I get my Bruno the Unicorn charm for my Pandora bracelet. So I'm super excited about that. I just have to keep going till Wednesday. And with my schedule, I don't see a problem at all. Don't see a problem. So anyway, that's about it, I think. I think this is going to be a pretty short floss tube video. Let me know if you have any questions. Oh, no, I do have one more thing. Hold on a minute. Okay, sorry, I got a little overzealous. And yes, this is Halloween costume. I have dyed myself yellow. That'll be fun. I can't get it off. Anyway, Kimberly Jolly at fatquartershop.com was super awesome and sent me 2 patterns by Lori Holtz of Bee in My Bonnet. And since she sent me 2 patterns, I plan to stitch one and give one away. So, and speaking of giveaways, Lana, if you're watching or you're listening, your needle minder is on the way. I will send you the tracking info. So sorry. Anyway, these are really cute patterns, and just thank you so much for sending these. I am going to host a giveaway since you gave me 2 patterns. They're not identical, but here is, okay, Farm Girl Fall. So cute. And then Happy Time Farm Girl is the next one. So I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to turn her brunette. She's going to have dark hair. And I'm going, I'm dropping things. I'm going to give that one away. So, if you would like to participate in the giveaway, 2 things. Number 1, be a subscriber to my YouTube channel. So click subscribe, make sure you're a subscriber. And number 2, put a comment on this video and tell me whether or not you have ever entered your needlework in a competition, whether it's county fair, state fair, other needlework competition, whatever. What was the outcome? Would you do it again? Did you have a good time? Whatever. Go crazy. Just tell me that. Don't say giveaway, because we don't want creepy internet lurkers to win awesome needlework patterns. We want those to stay in the stitchy community. So don't say giveaway. And I think that's it. I think that's all. I'm so sorry I forgot to mention this. This is what 4 hours of sleep does to me. And I'm doing this all on 1 cup of coffee. I have no idea why. So anyway, here's Rebel. Still asleep. She's so sweet. Are you guys tired of her yet? Because I kind of don't care, but I kind of do. But she's so cute, right? So anyway, thanks for watching this week, you guys. I will be back next weekend, and really I'd rather upload my videos on Saturdays. I just didn't make it this time because I was making 30 fake tacos with my bestie for my Halloween costume. So I will be posting hopefully Saturday. Yeah, and I'll have a Halloween update. You guys will get to see my costume that I have been laboring over. And hopefully I won something for it, but if not, it's just fun. It's just silly fun, you know? So anyway, have a wonderful week, and just remember to be nice humans, okay? Thanks for watching.